About 4 years or so ago, we were all finding ways to integrate technology into our schools in various ways. From an elementary perspective, some of us were embarking on ways to enhance communications through our websites and school loop, and we were discovering how to use various student websites and devices to support student engagement. As Steve Enoch just shared in his presentation, when he came on board as our superintendent, he had a clear vision of the importance of 21st century learning and how we as educators needed to catch up to the rest of the world. The concept of the 5 C's, critical thinking, communication, creativity, curiosity, and collaboration really resonated for us. I know our staff wasn't alone in feeling inspired and excited with this vision. When Steve came out to our school and spoke during one of the staff development days, the staff enthusiastically embraced this vision, and we realized that we had a lot of learning to do. Around that same time, many of us began exploring the types of devices that were available to support students in their learning and staff in their work. Several groups of administrators and parents visited Apple's Educational Briefing Center, and we were eager to see how laptops and iPods were transforming the work teachers were doing with their students. We also sent teams of teachers to the Q conference, Computer Using Educators, where we learned how to use flip videos and websites, as well as began learning about blogs and wikis. We began to learn how to enhance teacher websites as tools for learning through integrating videos and sources. And we started having a lot of questions such as, what's a Ning? What is a wiki and how can we best use it? The excitement around the learning was contagious. District developed the concept of model classrooms to begin providing models for staff to experience what this learning could look like at various grade levels. At the elementary level, we had a Classroom 2.0 at Twin Creeks, and we were lucky enough to have such a classroom at Quail Run. Dana Murphy's experiences have made a big impact on the learning we've done at our school site. She continues to support our staff and learners from throughout the district who come to visit her classroom. Around this same time, our parent communities were hearing and seeing these transformations going on at our schools as well. Many of our schools began taking steps into purchasing more equipment to further support our work. That year, a group of principals met and we submitted a large order to lease laptops for our schools. At Quail Run, we made the decision to implement a one-to-one laptop program for our 5th grade students. After presentations to our school site council, PTA, and Learning Fund, our Learning Fund made the decision to provide funding for a 3-year lease so that we had enough computers for each 5th grade student to use. They also leased a cart of 20 iPods. Having the cows and iPods on campus contributed to big changes to our instructional programs. Students had opportunities to work together in researching and creating their own understanding in new and exciting ways to make this transition. It was a big leap this first year, and not without many challenges, but it was also a big year of learning for our staff and our students. We were able to collaborate with other schools who were embarking on this same course. For example, Sycamore Elementary implemented a strong one-to-one laptop program in 5th grade, and their team was filled with wonderful mentors. One of the biggest lessons I learned that year as a leader was that I should have given the devices to the adults first and given them that year to learn and design together. I noticed that some of my colleagues had done this, like over at Creekside, and they were seeing successful implementation across the grade levels. So this is what I did the following year. Every teacher was given a laptop to use, to learn about, to become proficient with, so that they in turn could understand how to best support their students. We started that year with a big training from Apple at Creekside, including a lot of the schools in the Doherty Valley. We learned how to make iMovies, use GarageBand, and began planning projects. Our special ed team began exploring how to use iPods to support students in their reading fluency. with other schools, updating our technology plans to include project-based learning, and began identifying where we wanted to go with our new equipment. Schools were posting their tech plans on their websites, and we worked together, sharing ideas on how to use the ISTEs to provide purposeful integration of technology and transform the learning in our classrooms. Creative funding sources were out there to support our work as well, such as Donors Choose, which is an organization that funds teacher projects. During the last 3 years, teachers at Quail Run alone have procured over 30 iPods, 5 iPads, and many flip video cameras. These past 2 years, with the development of the iPad and iPad 2, we've really advanced our 21st century learning endeavors even further. Many educators have found that these devices are user-friendly and engaging one-to-one opportunities, opening many doors for our learners. This past year, our Learning Fund President Rachel Yost and Assistant Principal Christine Caney joined other district staff in attending an Apple briefing on how to use iPads to enhance teaching and learning. Upon their return, they offered grade levels at Quail Run the opportunity to make proposals to incorporate a one-to-one iPad program into their classrooms. We ended up with 2 groups obtaining iPads this year. All of the special needs students at Quail Run now have access to iPads throughout their school day. As a school with 5 special day classes, we've found these devices to be intuitive, motivating, and easy to access for our special needs students. This is a new venture and has provided further opportunities to collaborate with other schools within and outside the school district. We also purchased a cart of iPads for our first grade team. Their vision of sharing a cart of iPads throughout the day prompted the development of a strategic plan towards the integration of iPads for our younger students. In addition, we utilize the iPads in our kindergarten Mandarin immersion classroom. Students are able to read books and practice their Mandarin using the iPads, as well as practice number facts using both languages. This excitement is spreading through schools throughout the school district. Just last month, we recorded the use of over 850 iPads in our school district. Schools such as Vista Grande and Neil Armstrong have now provided each classroom teacher with an iPad. We're realizing that the iPad offers many instructional benefits for our students and their learning, and it also has helped us make great changes to our support of teachers and their work. Wikis are common holding places for grade levels and staff members to share information. Google Docs are now being used to collaborate amongst colleagues school-wide and across the district. Google Calendars have enabled us to organize meetings and activities not only within our sites, but across sites as well. And teachers have used websites such as Voki to record and share instructional teaching points in Writers' Workshop.
Yesterday, we worked on collecting ideas from other people's stories to support their thesis idea. Today, I want to teach you that great essayists explore the counterpoint in their introductory paragraph.
The work we're doing in our schools does not happen overnight, and we know this is an ongoing journey. Professional development and taking time to research and create is key to the success of making these instructional changes. Our world is changing and so is our work. We don't know what the next 5 years will bring, but what we do know is through the 5 C's, we can adapt and adjust to keep up with these ongoing changes to best prepare our students for their successful futures.